Everyone knew my wife was cheating on me.
My best friend Mark knew. The barista at our favorite coffee shop knew.
Even my own mother seemed to know. The only person living in blissful ignorance? Me. It is funny how you can be the last to see what is right in front of your face. My wife, Chloe, had been distant for months. The late nights at work, the constant texting with a smile she never gave me, the way she'd flinch when I tried to hold her hand. I chalked it up to stress. I told myself she was just going through a phase. I was a fool. The day it all came crashing down was surprisingly ordinary. It was a Tuesday. I came home early from work, planning to surprise her with takeout from her favorite Thai place, but the surprise was on me. Her car was gone, and her side of the closet was empty. All that was left was a note on the kitchen counter. It was short, cold, and to the point. She was leaving me for someone else. Someone who understood her. No apology, no remorse, just a sterile goodbye. I just stood there, the bag of pad thai growing cold in my hand, the silence in the house deafening. The world I had built, the future I had imagined, had evaporated in an instant. The pain was sharp, a physical ache in my chest. I sank to the floor, the note crumpled in my fist, and for the first time in years, I cried. In the days that followed, I was a ghost. I'd wander through the empty house, every object a painful reminder of Chloe. Friends called, but I ignored them. What could I say? Hey, my wife left me, and apparently I was the last to know. The humiliation was almost as bad as the heartbreak. Then, one evening, my doorbell rang. I almost didn't answer, but the persistent ringing wore me down. Standing on my porch was Kayla, Chloe's younger sister. I hadn't seen much of Kayla since the wedding. She and Chloe were like night and day. Where Chloe was polished and calculating, Kayla was real. She had paint stains on her jeans and a genuine, warm smile. She was holding a Tupperware container. Figured you weren't eating, she said, bypassing any awkward greetings and stepping inside. I brought lasagna. I just stared at her, unsure what to say. She put the lasagna on the counter and turned to me, her expression softening. I'm so sorry, Josh. You didn't deserve any of this. Her words were simple, but they were the first ounce of genuine sympathy I had received. It was like a dam breaking. I told her everything, the suspicions I'd ignored, the loneliness, the shock. She listened patiently, nodding, never judging. She never appreciated you, Kayla said quietly when I finished. You deserve better. Someone who sees how kind you are. Kayla started coming over more often after that. At first, it was just to check on me, bring food, or force me to get out of the house for a walk. We talked for hours about everything and nothing. I learned she was an artist, that she loved old movies, and had a ridiculously goofy laugh. I found myself looking forward to her visits. She was a splash of color in my gray monochrome world. One night, we were watching one of those old movies she loved, sitting on opposite ends of the couch. During a funny scene, I laughed, a real, genuine laugh. It felt foreign. She turned to me, her eyes sparkling. There it is, she said softly. I was wondering when I'd hear that again. The air in the room shifted. Suddenly, the space between us on the couch felt charged, electric. My heart started beating faster. Was I imagining this? Was this just the rebound talking? She held my gaze, and a slow smile spread across her face. You know, she said, her voice a little lower than usual, I always thought Chloe was crazy for not seeing what she had. She started to close the distance between us, and my mind went into overdrive. This was my wife's sister. This was complicated. This was messy. But as she got closer, all I could think was that for the first time since Chloe left, I didn't feel broken. I felt, hopeful. Kayla, wait, I managed to say, my voice hoarse. This is ... Are you sure about this? She stopped, just inches away. Her eyes searched mine. I've been sure for a long time, Josh. The question is, are you? She wasn't just flirting. She was offering something real, a stark contrast to the lies I'd been living with. I looked at this incredible woman in front of me who had shown me more kindness in a few weeks than my wife had in years. The ghost of Chloe was still there, but for the first time, Kayla's presence was stronger. I took a deep breath. What did I have to lose? I had already lost everything. Or maybe I was about to gain something I never knew I was missing. The next few weeks were a whirlwind of secret dates and stolen moments. We felt like teenagers sneaking around, even though we were both single adults. The sister-in-law label hung over us, a potential bomb that could detonate at any moment. We knew if Chloe or their parents found out, it would be a Category 5 hurricane of drama. But the risk was intoxicating. Being with Kayla felt like finally breathing fresh air after being trapped underwater. She saw me for who I was, not for what I could provide. We'd go to hole-in-the-wall diners, take long drives with no destination, and talk until the sun came up. With her, I wasn't the guy whose wife cheated on him. I was just Josh. I was falling for her, hard. One day, we were at a park, just lying on the grass, watching the clouds. It was a perfect, peaceful moment. "What are we doing, Kayla?" I asked, breaking the silence. She turned on her side to face me, propping her head up on her hand. "We're being happy," she said simply, as if it were the most obvious thing in the world. And she was right. It was complicated, it was messy, and the world would probably judge us for it. But in that moment, none of it mattered. The pain from Chloe's betrayal was still a scar, but it no longer ached. It was a part of my past, not my present. My cheating wife left me, and in the wreckage, her sister showed me what it felt like to be truly seen. My life had become a soap opera, but for the first time, I felt like the main character, and I couldn't wait to see what happened in the next episode. And that's the story of how my life completely imploded, only to be rebuilt in the most unexpected way possible. It's a wild ride, and honestly, it's far from over. If you've ever been through a tough breakup or found love where you least expected it, let me know your story in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. This whole experience has taught me that sometimes the end of one road is just the beginning of a new, much better one. Thanks for sticking with me through this crazy tale. If you enjoyed it and want to see what happens next, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. You won't want to miss what's coming. See you in the next one.